touch mine.
AGamer here, and Season 2 is currently underway for Guild Wars 2, and unfortunately for me, the warrior has been practically killed by ArenaNet, so I've been currently looking for a new class and a build to run with to rise through the ranks. I think I have found one, the Reaper with a sort of a custom build, custom traits. And the fact is, I actually don't play any other class other than the warrior. In fact, let me show you something. Less than 5% of my total game time has been on my Necro, and that's including with what I've been doing with the PvP currently with this season. But if a noob like me can go around wrecking players up with these many victories, one defeat, and actually this is all, and mind you, this is all ranked, and actually jump the Sapphire within, I believe, 2 to 3 days of this recording, I think it's safe to say this build is currently the meta as well as possibly the class. So I just wanted to do a quick breakdown of it and just explain how it works, and hopefully it works for you too. Alright, let's start with my utilities. I have 4 shouts and 1 signet. So your soul is mine, rise, plague signets, or plague signet, suffer, and chill to the bone. Now, your soul is mine. The reason why, first of all, why I'm using so many shouts is the fact is one of my traits reduces the cooldown, along with it gives the ability to each of my shouts to life siphon. So not only do I do damage with each shout, but I also heal with each shout. So let's go with your soul is mine. Why am I choosing this? Well, first of all, it heals almost as much as what in my consideration the most effective heal for the Necro consume conditions. Reason why is because, well, first of all, it's only 500 less than the consume conditions. Now, it doesn't consume your conditions and doesn't heal you for each one consumed, but you gain life force of 5% as soon as you activate it, along with an extra 3% per hit. So if you're fighting 2 enemies and you pop off your soul is mine, all of a sudden you're gonna have your Reaper Shroud available to you. So if you ever need that, just little extra life force that you just can't get, just pop off your heal. All of a sudden you have it. You go into Shroud mode. You're wrecking face. Not bad. Also, look at that life siphon. You hit enemies and you actually heal yourself. So actually, you do a little bit extra healing for yourself. That's if ever required. Rise. So if you're fighting, let's say 5v5 or any other big fights, Rise is going to give you that little extra edge in battle. Reason why, because the moment you activate it, first of all, you summon a little 5 about, depending on how many you hit, it will summon a couple of minions to aid you, but also each one of those minions will take 50% of the damage taken from you and put it on their own health. So basically you just increased your health 5 times. So that's actually great, basically. Also, there's going to be a little extra damage and a little bit more pressure on the enemy because there is more enemies now to deal with. So hey, why not? Plague signets. Now, if you're ever this is technically a support build. So when you're fighting in a group battle, all your allies' conditions are going to be transferred to you. Now, that's not all of a bad thing. Let's say this. Let's all of a sudden you get a bunch of conditions on you from your allies, from the enemy attacking you. The moment you activate your plague signets, 5 of your conditions are sent to your target. So that means not only are your allies not getting condied on, and you're sending those condies back to the enemy, all of a sudden they're bleeding out, they're poisoned, they're chilled, they're immobilized, doesn't matter. They're the ones hurting, and your allies are not. Also, it's got a 30-second cooldown, it breaks stuns, very useful. Suffer. So most of your damage is going to be coming from chill because you're doing a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. I mean, look at that. 5 seconds, about 3k damage, that's a lot of damage, and it's chill. So 66% skill reduction rate, and you're moving at a snail's pace. So that's why I'm having Suffer. It also heals me for every hit I do, and actually conditions transfer. So if you have let's say 25 stacks of burning, you activate Suffer, all of a sudden they have 5 stacks, 25. I'm sorry, they have 25 stacks of burning. They're chilled, they're hurting, you're healed, and you're just wrecking face. Also, chill to the bone. This is mostly useful in a large group fight because not only do you stun them for 2 seconds, you give them chill, all of them chilled, plus it actually lasts for 10 seconds. You give yourself stability and you heal yourself. Also, it actually does a decent amount of damage. So the stability is going to help you if somebody's down. You pop your chill to the bone. You freeze everybody around you from putting pressure on you. You get the stump and you get the upper hand. So those are my utilities. Let's take a look a little bit further. Alright, so let's look at my equipment. So I got Scepter, Dagger, and I got a Staff. I got Sigil of Hydromancy, Sigil of Leeching, Sigil of Geomancy, and Sigil of Corruption. I like Sigil of Corruption because mostly I do most of my damage with my staff, so I get that little extra Condi damage whenever I actually kill somebody. And also these, Sigil of Hydromancy and Sigil of Geomancy, are just extra Condi damage whenever I switch weapons, and Sigil Leeching, just that little extra health siphon that I like. Rune of Nightmare and the Wanderer's Amulets. Rune of the Nightmare, Condi damage and Condi duration. It's a great rune for that, and also 50% when struck to cost fear, so it's more of just a little surprise for the enemy just to keep them on their toes. Now you might be wondering, why am I using Wanderer's Amulet rather than the, Carrion Amulet? Well, it's because you're not doing most of your damage with your power. So you might be wondering why in the hell I have precision. Well, actually that's answered with what I choose for my traits. I like the toughness, I like the Condi damage, and I like the expertise. So the two main things why I have this is Condi damage and expertise. I like the toughness, precision I really don't care about, but based on my traits, this is the best amulet to use. So with that, let's go into my traits. Alright, so let's take a look at my trait line. We have Curses, Soul Reaping, and Reaper. So on the Curses side, we have Bard Precision. So here's the reason why I have such high precision. My critical hits do bleeding damage, or cause bleed. So I'm not doing my damage from pure strength or from pure power. I'm doing it from the Condi damage. And the more Condis I can pop, the better. So I don't need power. I just need, precision and Condi damage. Maybe because here you go. I apply even more Condis on my enemy. Blinding a target would also apply a chill. So back to my little scepter and dagger. Deathly Swarm blinds the enemy, but also applies about 2k damage for them because the chilled slows them down, and hell, why not? So that's the reason why I like Chilled Darkness. You gain Fury when entering Shroud. I like that simply because, critical hits and all that. Shroud skill 2 now additionally converts boons into conditions. The 2 boons on your enemy or on your target go into Condi. So let's say someone's trying to get a stomp on one of your allies, you pop your Shroud, you go skill 2, all of a sudden they don't have stability. You're able to fear them, or someone else is able to fear them, but basically you're able to get that stability off of them, which is the most important thing. So there are purposes for why I'm using this. Increases your critical hit chance for each Condi on your foe, but also another reason why I like precision. Gain condition damage based on your precision. So basically here I am gaining about 130 Condi damage for simply having high precision. Like I said, I'm not looking to hit the hardest. I'm just looking to apply as many Condis as possible and let them do the work for me. So I need Condi damage. But also, let's say your shot is on cooldown, your heal is on cooldown, a percentage of your Condi damage heals you. So if you have a lot of Condis ticking away at multiple enemies, you're going to be healing practically really fast. In fact, practically faster than a warrior. I don't know anyone else that heals faster than a warrior. Probably maybe because actually Guardian heals way too fast. Anyway, besides that, Soul Reaping. We have increased life force gained from skill. So basically the faster you go into your Shroud, the better, because technically that's your second health bar. Technically, as of now, I have 32,000 health if my Shroud is full. So the faster I get there to that point, better for me. Also, my marks generate life force. So if I'm fighting at a distance, I'm also gaining life force by just putting up marks. So that's why that's useful. Gain spectral armor when your health falls below the threshold. I sort of like this because you do gain life force every time you take damage, and as soon as you fall below that threshold, and you actually gain protection, so you take less damage for about 6 seconds. And hey, breaks stuns, so why not? Life force drains slower, so you actually stay longer in Shroud. You're able to do more damage. You're able to put more pressure, be able to apply more Condis. Extremely useful. Not only that, but you do more damage while above the life force threshold, and your actually maximum life force is increased. So you actually have a lot more health. And also, Shroud, now skill 1, inflicts burden on your target. And look at that. Burden is currently the most lethal Condi in the game. So look at that. 4 seconds, 1.5k damage. That's an insane amount. So basically, once you popped all your other skills, just keep whacking away with your skill 1. Basically, you won't even hit them hard, but the burden will do the job for you. So here we go, the Reaper skill. So obviously you can go into the Reaper Shroud, which is basically the main point of this. The Augury of Death. So reason why I have so many shouts is because not only are the charges reduced recharge of shouts, but my shouts siphon health, and you actually gain additional recharge reduction for each foe hit. So basically, if I hit a maximum of 5, look at that, I am able to recharge even faster. I'm able to do more shouts, more damage, more healing. It's awesome. Shiver's Dread, whenever you inflict fear, you also can chill. So that means if I'm fighting on a point and I got my staff out, not only when I put my Reaper's Mark down and actually hit somebody, not only do they run away from me in fear, I apply chill, I do damage in the process, but when they're trying to get back on the point, they're slow, they can't get on it, meaning I can either decap faster or cap faster. One or the other. So, I love that. Then chilling victory, so also, while they're chilled, I hit them, I gain might, so that means I do more Condi damage, and I actually gain life force, so basically I can go back to my shroud much faster. Then, the cold shoulder, my chills last longer, they do more damage overall, in the total process they do more damage, and the enemies that are chilled do less damage to me. Awesome, so basically the point is, keep as much chill as possible on your target, and this is the reason why chill does damage, is Deathly Chill. Very effective, very useful, and that is currently the build I'm running, the Reaper. And so at this moment, let me just show you a couple of minutes of footage just to show you how this build works, and enjoy.
soul is mine.